Look at that shop. Look at that shopkeep. You know, did anybody ever talk about him? Like, look at these guys. They hang out here all day. They've seen these same guys, you know,
millions
for years. I mean, the guy's got like a monocle. I mean, you can't cut him a deal. There can't be like a champion who gets like a discount on stuff. Kind of like you know, gold mechanics.
This guy's got a mustache to rival Brahms. It's a cool mammoth.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. But we can see the teams here. Not too worried about their shopkeepers. I'm sure they say hello. Standard fan. You know, actually, Malzahar's in the bot lane, so not with his AD for the moment. But I wonder if Cat Ears and Jurassic have something planned. Player John getting a little ambitious. I wonder if, yep, John
Getting hit up by the slow.
looking to get some damage on. That's actually pretty significant. I think Player John will have enough time to back, and that recall won't be of paramount importance. He'll get back before the minions spawn in, but still, nice warning from the Shen. You know, don't walk in my river. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how the bot lane performs this game. Cat Ears and Jurassic, they got off to a bit of a rough start last game, but they've opted for Cat Ears at the very minimum to have the Malzahar, so maybe they think by changing their picks and really just refining their draft phase that maybe they can eliminate a lot of the problems that led to that, and I think so. I think the Zyra was a really big reason why that lane didn't go the way they did. Why do you think they had such a difficult time?
I think it was mainly the jungle pressure coming out from the Henry, who had already gotten a few kills on the Kazakhs, just being able to turn those fights absolutely very easily onto Jurassic and Cat Ears, who were playing a tad aggressive, a little overconfident in their laning potential, opening themselves up to games.
Yeah, and ideally Player John just shoves in the other John on the Shen. Like I said last game, that's kind of the most efficient way to do it. Quantum Physics, taking a good amount of harass, but didn't lose that trade too badly. He's just going to look to get some items on this Cassidy and then burst down that Corki. We think Echo's got an easy time. How about Cassidy? You just Rift Walk and you force Corki to Valkyrie away. And once you have that, Corki would have to burn the flash afterward. But we can see Player John attempting to shove in Shen here, the grass proccing. And it looks like Gallon's actually coming in for a gank. He drinks the cash. And in the top lane, Quantum Physics is actually exhausted here. In the top lane, we can see somebody still sticking to the Nautilus, but evidently that gank.
Both of them get away.
Although Player John did burn his flash on the Nautilus, though. It's very mobile. Although Sudsy, though, actually valking away from Henry as Henry flashes. Is he going to tunnel on top of him? No, I don't think he can.
He already used it.
Yeah. Double buff, so gank's failing on both sides, although I'd say that, you know, Henry has no flash, several flashes burned. Sudsy actually managed to keep his, you know, just valkyring away. And that wave control, of course, is going to go to him, but nice gank anyway. Jurassic trying to do what he can to Mystic, although Mystic gets the Karma Shield. The Voidling's actually going on. Cat Ears, Ezreal actually arcane shifting forward, and Mystic actually forced to flash away here. And wow, what a play by the bot lane of Zenith. Mystic's got to be careful.
And here's this early dominance that we saw from Cat Ears and Jurassic last time. But we see again Henry focusing on this bot side of the map.
I guess it's coming around though. Player John might need to look for a way out of this one. Where's the body slam, my friend? Wow. Oh, wow. What a flash body slam. He did that like the maximum time. Now Player John's in a really bad way. And let's see if they can finish it off. Yeah, first blood. Going to Chump John I am.
Beautifully done by Gollin, landing the maximum range flash body slam.
That was sick. That was cool. That's a montage-worthy play. Yeah. So, nice lead. You know, first blood going towards the way of... oh, I think we need to switch those.
Oh, we do need to switch those.
I was like, wait a minute. Unlucky is not Jurassic and Cat Ears. Yeah, but we can see Zenith actually picking up first blood here. How do you think that tempo change is going to affect the game? You know, do you think that'll matter? Zenith's got first blood.
I think that will matter a lot because now we see Unlucky at an early disadvantage, which we never saw them at a disadvantage last game. But
yeah. And look at the CS disparity in the top lane, 31-19, and Shen's got a kill. It's gonna be difficult for this Nautilus to pressure Shen now because Shen's gonna be tanky, and he'll have his Sunfire Cape sooner, which means more wave clear, and the brunt is now on Quantum Physics to a degree. Varus is gonna have the tier. He's not gonna come online at least for a little while. Ayakura though running up, and the root actually connects. Sudsy though, he's gonna take a lot of damage, but no lethal threat. So we can see.
John slayed John for first blood. Absolutely brutal.
Indeed. And Quantum Physics is going to hit level 6 soon. Sudsy is low on mana. And remarkably, few wards placed down. There's been a lot of scrapping, but a 500 gold lead for Zenith though. You can see the CS lead in the top lane making up a majority of that, plus first blood. And I'm interested to see what Zenith do with this lead. How do you think they proceed from here? They've got first blood, they've got a good sense of the early game. What do they do now to make sure it doesn't slip out?
I think they just play it safe, wait for another opening. In the game that we saw between Zenith and Columbia College Silver, they're actually very, very good at just playing a slower game, but still growing their lead. So it doesn't feel like they're getting ahead, but they slowly edge out a gold lead over the enemy team, despite not having any flashy plays or maybe even kills. But here we see Gragas and
Galen again making his presence known, and Ayakura actually flashing that one, not even taking the chance. And Gragas really making his presence known here. Galen is doing really well. He got first blood on his top laner, and now is forced to flash in the bot lane, which will enable Jurassic and Cadius to play much more safely.
Absolutely fantastic lane from Chump John, who lost this matchup last time, but is looking like he's going to be winning this matchup this time with a 20 CS lead at 7 minutes.
Yes, certainly. Although that is in part due to Galen's excellent ganking capacity, but no less, John's playing it well, and we should expect to see the bot lane of Zenith heat up now. They've got a summoner out, and if nothing else, the psychological component. But both junglers on the bot side hovering around. Jurassic actually opting to Arcane Shift away. Ayakura is taking a lot of damage from those Void Links, and Cadius has been really great at landing those silences. He's hit multiple people several occasions this early game, and for the moment, Ayakura is forced out of lane.
Now we do see that Jurassic and Cat Ears are about halfway on their XP bars to level 6, and that is the huge power spike of being able to hit them with the Nether Grasp and then follow through with a True Shot Barrage and a full burst from Ezreal.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty. And Varus, not the most mobile AD in the world, so yeah, I'm surprised Ayakura decided to stay. That seems fairly risky to me, given the point you just mentioned. And again, Nautilus having pressure in the top lane, but Shen, though, still in a remarkable position, no less. You know, I've always kind of wondered, what do the buffs think about getting killed? Are they like...
Well, they're probably not very happy
but
about it.
I mean, they have to have done something terribly wrong. I mean, like, in terms of the reincarnation, like, they are literally condemned to an existence that I would not want to have.
An existence
you get slain.
Constantly being murdered.
You get slain.
In your own home, too.
What about the minions? Do they want to fight? They don't get a say in this.
Hey, they get paid.
Sure.
What do you think the champions pick gold off of? They just loot their corpses.
That is true. That's very true. They're like mercenaries. They get a salary to condemn death. And wow, actually the Valkyrie coming through Sudsy, he definitely knows quantum physics is going to be a presence now. But see, that's what I was talking about earlier. The Rift Walk and Null Sphere, they're doing a lot of damage. Once you get the Valkyrie out of the Corki, you're going to get damage or a flash. And now, because Kassadin has such an easy time getting into the Corki's comfort zone, that's not going to be fun.
Buffs are bronze 5 and have no feelings since they are brain dead.
No, buffs don't get to be bronze 5. Buffs are like lower than the worst human being because they're animals. So they would be in a caste entirely separate of humanity, which I can't define right now. And you know, the top lane is going to play out Chum John, I am doing what he can. That taunt's actually going to come through, and Player John's taking a lot of damage. He has to be careful here. This is that lead coming in for Chum John. He's getting a massive amount of shields, and
Fight
wow.
on the bot side.
Yep, fight on the bot side. The package actually coming through. Henry now taking a lot of damage from this Corki, and wow, Player John decides to re-engage. I don't know about that decision. Yeah, the depth charge comes through, and now he's got a clear path for a TP, but Quantum Physics has actually taken down the Gragas, and the Nethergrass coming through. Looks like Ayakura and the boys are on the backside. Quantum Physics, I don't know if he wanted to go in there.
Chain of Corruption.
Mystic's doing what he can. A good Q here might make a difference, and a TP
Teleport
is actually coming in
on the
from the Nautilus. So, wow, that
triple
Corki
kill.
is doing work. Sudsy just doing everything in his power. Player John is on the wrong side of this one. He's going to try and pick up cat ears, but
Quadra.
yeah, a quadra kill for
Ayakura not
Sudsy.
going to donate the Penta. We've not seen a Penta yet at this tournament, but we have gotten close.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
you know, the package isolated the jungler and Sudsy chunked out Henry before really that fight even began. So, what do you think of that fight there? That quadrico from Corki, this is going to change things up. Now, they've got a powerhouse in the mid lane, and Zenith look very poised to make a comeback in this series.
Yeah, an absolutely crazy fight from Zenith Esports here. And here we, like I was talking about, Zenith Esports got that early lead. They know how to continue it and then trade that into a bigger team fight.
Yeah, and I wonder if game one was just the rust shaken off. You know, 2 hours of a break. You know, your game one might be a little rusty. Just because you've been playing all day, you're in that zone, and you get out of it for a little while, that's a factor. And now it looks like they've kind of warmed themselves up, and they say, okay, Unlucky, if you want to take it to us, that's fine. And Ayakura clearing vision out of the Dragon Pit. Gallon actually taking some damage from the Karma there, and Chum John I am remarkably has the push on this Nautilus. That's not good. As a Nautilus, I know I don't want to Shen shoving me in, but Player John can't stand up to him. Chump John I am's just using his cooldowns and harassing the Nautilus.
And once again, Chump John I am still 20 CS up. The only CS disadvantage they have in this lane, other than Gragas and Rek'Sai, who are practically
Hang on a second,
even.
they're fighting over wards. It's like an old man fight. Like, we're gonna take our pills first, and wow, Player John might not have actually wanted that one. The shield is gonna come through and buy him a bit of time, but Chump John still is gonna force the Nautilus out of lane. This is like the second time or third time that this has happened, and that early lead for the Shen, meaning that the Nautilus can't stop as stand united if it comes to it. It's not up at the moment, but that is a factor. This Shen has pressure, and it looks like Chump John I am's just growing his lead. Meanwhile, on the bot side, both junglers down here. Things could get interesting. Doesn't look like they're going to.
Yep.
Take a look at the vision. A lot of pinks.
A lot of pinks in the bottom side river for the Unlucky squad, but they aren't managing to do much with it, and here we see Corki and Gragas teaming up and clearing that out. There is still a good amount of green wards, though, in the red side quadrant for Unlucky.
Okay, Sam, so another prediction I'm going to throw your way, or ask of you, rather. So, Zenith have this lead. Do you expect from now things will just snowball out of control? Hang on! Mystic just flashed? What? Was that a misclick? Like, did he intend to do that? That was weird, man. That was strange. I got ready to go into, like, play-by-play mode for a minute, and then I was like, wait, what?
There's nothing actually happening.
That actually is going to be really big, because now all Cat Ears has to do is flash onto Mystic. And what's Mystic going to do? Nothing. He just burned his flash. So that's going to be a play that I know Cat Ears has his eyes on. And his nose, probably. Cats have good noses. Dogs have better noses, though.
I was gonna say, like, Bloodhound is like the normal sniffer. I don't think I've ever seen a drug sniffing cat. But
Evolution works in strange ways, my friend. I'm surprised the humans haven't sorted out. I mean, why is the same tube in your throat that you chew and swallow your food with the tube that you breathe? Isn't that kind of an evolutionary mistake? Don't you want to separate those? That way you don't, I don't know, choke?
nah.
Oh, we'll just wait a few thousand years. That'll smooth itself out. That'll smooth it. We're gonna have two tubes in our throats. We're all deformed humans in that way. Why do you think choking deaths happen? Well, the humans that choked slowly died over the years. And you can see the Nautilus doing what he can to shove in this top lane. But I mean, John just has the pressure on him because Nautilus cannot fight Shen right now. He knows that if I fight Shen, I'm going to lose. And that's where the lane pressure comes in. The lane pressure is whoever, if we agree to a brawl and I win, I have lane pressure. And John is in a remarkable position, up now 30 CS. And how do you expect Unlucky to respond to this deficit? They were doing so well in game 1. What changed? Do you think it was the draft? Do you think it's their mental state? What do you think they need?
I think it's simply getting Henry onto a tank jungler rather than a carry jungler. Henry performed very well on the Graves and on the Kazakhs last game, and putting Henry on this tank jungler, slower clear, less early game potential, and it's completely messed with his tempo and therefore the rest of Unlucky's tempo.
It's an interesting hypothesis. Also, Zenith have managed to clear out a lot of the weeds that were problems last game. The Zyra's no longer there. The as we can see, Aurelion Sol still. Whoa, Sutsi actually forced to Valk away, but again, ganking of Corki is a problem. Quantum Physics though easily able to Rift Walk if he chooses to. I don't think he has it in his mind, and Jurassic and the boys actually starting the Drake here.
But they are getting collapsed on.
Yeah, Quantum Physics doing a bunch of damage. Wow! Actually bursts Cat Ears down entirely. And Jurassic forced Arcane tipped away, but the Dredge line and the Nautilus ulti, he's not going anywhere. And a double kill for Quantum Physics. Sutsi on the back end now. Are they going to try and re-engage? Yeah, Chain of Corruption going through, and Gallon and the boys forced to retreat. And looks like Unlucky are going to make a quick comeback. Take this Mountain Drake. 2 kills onto Quantum Physics.
Absolutely. Very, very nice collapse from Unlucky. Realized that the 3-man squad were going to try and take this dragon and came from every direction.
Yeah, it's and those kills on Quantum Physics are what you want. But hang on, they're scrapping, young men, scrapping for the attention of the. Whoa, hold on a minute. That is real ultimate. People are just fighting all over the place. Like. Whoa, Quantum Physics actually exhausted. He might go down here, forced to flash away. He knew he wasn't going to be able to take that. Sudsty's Maw rocks also. Chump John, I am. He's going to try and take mid-tier 1, but it might have been an overstep. Chump John actually using the Shadow Dash, and nothing more is going to come of that. So a lot of miniature fights breaking out I think it's just the spirit of competition.
Yeah.
So Unlucky now, they have 2 Mountain Drakes. That means that the Baron is going to be a prime target. Obviously, they don't have the best form of DPS. Most of their damage is single target, and it's not like an Ashe, a real bursty champion, but still 3-1 casted. Kind of scary. 4-0 Quirky, scary in its own right, but, I mean, Cassidy just bursted down Cat Ears in that last fight. Cat Ears didn't get to do anything. And he's going to be even more powerful with this Roa stacking. What do you think? So Cassidy has the Roa. It's looking like he's building into an Abyssal. Smart move. QSS possibly? I don't think so. But
it does not look like it yet. The null magic mantle has not come through. And
do you think he might want one? Maybe for the Malzahar ulti or some way to get out of CC.
I assume he'll pick one up at April.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that all the carries on the side of Unlucky need to think about. This Nautilus is not going to be as tanky as the Shen. Look, the Shen's already got the Sunfire Cape and has equalized the Spectre Scowl, and you can see this is just not going Player John's way in the long run. Right now, it is, but
53 CS. Player John getting absolutely beaten by John.
Whoa, Jurassic. I mean, it's down to half. I mean, Quantum Physics gave him a love tap, basically. Like, he missed, like, a skill or two. And wow. What a scary amount of damage. If I'm Zenith, man, that's gotta be...
Has to clear wave.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting decision, to say the least. Possibly they don't want their mid-tier 2 to mid-tier 1 to go down. So you didn't say, well, if mid-tier 1 is the most important of all tier 1s. So, I don't know. Was that worth it? Well, Unlucky can maybe force something here, but again, the wards for Zenith, I believe, are superior. They have more of them, and they're deeper. I think the question is, are those wards in the right place right now? The Baron is up, and they know that Unlucky have 2 Mountain Drakes, but do you think we might be able to see a possible early Baron bait here from Unlucky?
Maybe, but we are actually going to take this little break while we have a slight reset to go ahead and restart the stream. We're having some frame rate issues, and you're turning off the stream and bringing it back up should fix it. So we will be back momentarily.
Okay, we're back and we're in the middle of the action, and player John actually, in a bad way, Jump Up John I Am actually slays player John, and the taunt coming through, hitting 2 members, Ayakura and Henry on the backside. Catiers actually picks that up, and despite the Corky missile, Catiers gets a double kill. So sorry about that. I was just as blindsided by that turn of events. I can guess how that happened. Certain,
Yeah.
but that's all I can do is guess.
We had some issues with the OBS software and had to do a quick reset of the game, but we are back. Sadly, OBS was putting up a bit of a fight, and
Wow.
it took us a little bit.
Flash Chain of Corruption
missed.
burned by Mystic, and you know, it seems like Mystic is now struggling to find his footing. He's 30 CS down from Jurassic, has died twice, and has not participated in a kill. That possibly might be due to his immobility and the number of ways in which he can be locked down, but nonetheless, seems the tides have turned.
Absolutely.
So, again, I'm interested in that early Baron rush. Dragon is live, though. And it is a Mountain Drake, so, yeah, Zenith are pretty much obligated to contest this. You get 3 mountains and you'll burn that Baron down.
Oh, yeah.
So
But
it looks like they're not.
As Quantum Physics is top lane without his teleport, it looks like this will be handed over to the wayside, going over to the Zenith Esports squad.
Still a 6k gold lead for Zenith, so kind of in the opposite of game 1. The shoes have been traded, and evidently new shoes are not going to be minted. I don't know where I was going with that. Quantum Physics, though, dealing a massive amount of damage. Wow, the Dreadline narrowly missing there. Had it connected, I am pretty sure that would have been a full-on fight. 2 members down to half. Shen, though, in the top side. John I Am is going to pick up the tower, so he does have that going.
And here's this.
Wow, the
black
cask actually
macro
coming through.
play.
Player John actually taking a lot of tower aggro. The body slam coming through, and Player John just gets completely bursted down with the help of the turret. Henry actually going in. The taunt actually missed. Quantum Physics going in on the carries, and Jurassic and Catiers doing what they can, although they're low. The piercing arrow actually missed by Mystic, and Jurassic actually managing to live. Sudsy actually managing to go in there and take him out. Mystic is on the run now, and it's a matter of time. Champion John I Am actually flashing. The shield's going to keep him alive, and what a team fight.
But they're going to turn their eyes over to Baron.
So what happened there? You know, obviously, I think Player John I Am just was in a bad spot, but let's stop Unlucky from saying, all right, leave him. Don't try to fight that. Now it's going to cost them the Baron. An ever-compounding gold lead for Zenith Esports. What can Unlucky do? What do you do? You got 2 Mountain Drakes, you have that going for you, but you're down 13-4, 4 towers to 1, and now you're up against a semi-professional team who have a lead in their hands.
It's a 9k gold lead. You start to wonder where Unlucky is going to find their opening. It looks like they're going to be solely relying off of Quantum Physics jumping onto Jurassic and Sudsy and maybe soloing them both out very early.
Yeah, and actually, I shouldn't type in response, I can just say it. Actually, it's 32 FPS is the explosive cast actually coming through there. Gallon actually found out, but help is on the way. Catier's doing what he can. Wow, nice package from Sudsy. And that Dredgeline and Nautilus ulti isn't going to matter. Player John, again, finding himself in a bad situation as Sudsy is godlike. Despite that early lead on the cast, and Sudsy's found his way back to make himself a presence in this game. That quadra kill in the early dragon fight really getting him started. Anyway, what I was saying, 32 FPS, I thought.
I always thought 24.
Maybe. Oh well. an FPS that clearly we can't concede.
This is 14.
Yeah, 14, not ideal.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We will look into fixing this issue after this game. The restart obviously did not fix it like I would hope.
Maybe it's just a question of, you know, PC. I mean, you've been streaming all day. That might be a potential. But Shen still splitting in the bot lane, and things are looking good across the board for Zenith. They've got, whoa, good flash engaged by Henry. However, the State United actually burned on Jurassic, and Cattier is trying to make a quick retreat, and Trent the Gen I am actually in the front line. Player John again in the middle. Quantum Physics under the Nether Grasp, and he's going to get bursted quite low, and it looks like Zenith are just going to take the turret. I wish I could do if it's faster, but the frames themselves, they have to catch. Oh yeah, that's right.
This one's working just fine. It's only on the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at your screen. I've been used to looking at mine, but yeah, okay. Well, one.
One.
Connor, get out of here. Nah, you're good, dog. You can stay. So yeah, unlucky. Living up to the name of this game. Maybe it is luck, or possibly skill. I suppose if they lose this, Game 3 will tell. Whether they are truly unlucky.
Unlucky been known to go all the way with the series, though. Just winning a 3-game series, they have shown that they have the mental fortitude to move on.
Yeah, certainly. And Vision, you can see also going away with Zenith. Several deep wards in the topside jungle, and full control by Zenith Esports of Unlucky's jungle.
Whoops.
And I think I can safely couch this game, at least, going to Zenith. They're winning fight after fight. Player John having a rough game, 0-6. Just unfortunately, these past couple fights have not gone his way. He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and arguably he's the cause for a lot of these team fight losses. But like I said, everybody has bad games, and I think Unlucky as a whole are just having a bad game. Unlucky. It's such a cool team name. You can do so much with it. You can do so much with that as a caster. You can invoke that term at any time. Yeah, and it looks like Zenith Esports are pinging assistance rapidly in the mid lane. I wonder if Cattiers is going to find something here. What are they doing? Do they want to group mid? I know Champ John's doing good. Chump John, sorry. But you are a champion too. You're doing well. You're 2-0-11. You haven't died. That's great.
100 CS lead.
Wow.
4 Chump John I am over player mode.
Yeah, and this top lane matchup, somebody has to constantly answer the Shen. You know, Unlucky are on the back foot.
Nobody's looking to constantly answer the Shen.
And
right
he's expecting it. And, wow. Ragus actually picks up the dragon there. Also, the dredge line missed from the side of Unlucky. And, wow, this inhibitor turret's actually going to take some damage. If they don't answer the Shen, it's going to be a slow process, but he's going to get that, and I think Quantum Physics knows that, although the Body Slam coming through, Jurassic getting a ton of damage, the Arcane Shift and Explosive Cast come out, and I think Physics has had enough of that. Meanwhile,
John does get the top lane inhibitor. And the
Gallon
team comes to answer, but
looking
they're just
for an
too
engage.
late.
Nope, meanwhile, whoa, Jurassic actually hooked, and the depth charge is going to come through. Jurassic's in a world of trouble, and Mystic is on a killing spree, managing to find his footing, 3-2 yet again, and that's going to drive back Zenith for the time being. This
Absolutely locked down by the Chain of Corruption, the Dredge Line, the Snare from Nautilus's passives, and the Depth Charge.
Yeah, definitely not the place to be if you're Jurassic. You know, you got hit with the dredge line and then all sorts of CC. Very well done by Unlucky, piling up on the AD of Zenith, knowing that that's going to at least delay the advance for a little while. Missed dredge line though. Gotta be patient. You know, the dredge lines it's a slow skill shot. You know, it's kind of like going fishing. Except this time, if you miss and you get dragged into the water. You know, does that have to be effortless for him? That has to be effortless for him. You know, he's in a machine. He probably presses a button and his anchor goes. I've always argued as a Nautilus main that that thing should do way more damage. If you get blindsided by an anchor that's carried by a 40-foot machine, that's not.
It's like in the New Dawn cinematic where he just like smacks Graves
he just, like,
once, and Graves is like up against the wall dying.
Yeah, and he like does the whole suicide thing with the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should go. Nautilus should be a fighter, man. And it looks like Cat Ears is going to find somebody. Ayakura has none of that. He flashes instantly. He walked into a hornet's nest. Yeah, Cat Ears doing well overall in the tournament in being in a position to place his opponents in an uncomfortable bind. You know, he's always in that bush where you don't expect him to be. So. And Nautilus managing to clear the wave in the bot lane for now, but you can see Chump John still setting up, you know, constantly making the team answer. And look at their setup. Explain that maybe to the viewers why it is they decided to go top lane and bot lane.
So what they're doing right now is...
Oh, hold on a second. Player John flashing in with the death charge. Sorry about that. We'll have to hold on. And Mystic actually in a world of CC from the explosive cast. Player John on the front line taking a lot of damage. Champion John I Am tries to get in the front, and he is the main focus right now, allowing Jurassic to Mystic, Arcane Shift, sorry, and Sudsea. Oh, yeah. So, wow.
So what they were doing before that fight is called a 4-1, where you put one of your tanks, preferably, alongside with most of your carries, in one lane, and then you put your either top laner, or if your mid laner is running teleport, put him as well in a lane on the complete opposite side of the map. And what this does is it stretches the enemy team very, very thin. They have to decide whether they're going to fully defend the push on one side, or if they're going to spread and do their own 4-1 and try to defend that way, which is usually less effective because the team initiating the 4-1 will likely be able to win a 4-on-4 fight.
Right, they have the advantage, and so they can afford to say, well, you have to answer us. And because that top lane inhibitor is exposed, it means that Unlucky are kind of in a bad situation. They have to perpetually answer the pushing waves in the top lane, and if Zenith choose to commit their resources there, that's a very smart macro decision, because then Unlucky have to answer that play, which frees Shen up in the bot lane, so they have constant map pressure either way.
Absolutely, and I'd almost like to see this Shen build a CC route just for this, but we see Corgi and Gragas here two-manning this Baron because they just have so much damage, and Gragas can tank it up. It doesn't even matter.
Wow. Yeah, well, Unlucky had no vision of that at all, so that must have been a complete surprise to them. You know, they see three members on the map, and they're like, well, Baron vision right now isn't important. Oops. Yeah, this is, I think, just a matter of time. 7 turrets to 1, 15 kills to 6, 2 dragons, and a 14,000 gold lead. You know, I at this point, I don't think Unlucky have a way out of it. I think their early game was unlucky, and a couple fights were unlucky. It's just unlucky. I love that phrase. I love it. Phrase, word. It's just, it's so cool. You know, they've made it this far in the tournament. That's not unlucky. Another missed dredge line from player John. I think this game is just, I think he just needs a massage. And here he goes, trying to ult Sudsea, but he's way too far away, and he doesn't have the dredge line. Oh wow, it does connect though. Sudsea though, forced to use the Stand United. Jurassic doing what he can to damage player John, and player John just isn't tanky enough. Ayakura getting absolutely bursted down, and now the advances from Zenith cannot be stopped. Henry flashing away, but it doesn't matter. The Corki missile picks him up, and Mystic gonna do what he can here. But this inhibitor's gonna fall. This is gonna be the game. They can't stop this. They got Baron minions.
It's Quantum and Mystic. They could potentially, if they get on top of Sudsea and Jurassic, take out Galen.
Yep, and there's the taunt coming through. Quantum Physics is going to get bursted down. He's going to Rift Walk and flash away. I was just about to address that. You know, the taunt from Shen is enough. And really, you know, it's a long shot. And Champion John, though.
There it goes.
I'm calling him that.
The Nexus goes down, and that is Zenith fighting